Okay, this is a viewer-submitted deck list here that they titled Mardu Venture, and we do have a good bit of venturing here. We have Triumphant Adventurer, Drop, Gargoyle, and notably only 3 Paladins is interesting. I suppose in order to make room for Welcoming Vampire and Fable of the Mirror Breaker, you have to kind of fit that in. Something that is kind of interesting is Welcoming Vampire does pair very well with Fable because this is a card that makes 2 different 2/2s, which is pretty good. And then Welcoming Vampire also pairs well with these. And then we've got some other Planeswalkers at the top end of our curve. So this deck actually seems like it's probably in a pretty good position in Alchemy because it's got a lot of grindy aspect to it. And there's a lot of mid-rangey decks in the format. So let's go ahead and pop on into some matches with this and see how it goes. While we're waiting for the first match to pop, I would just like to shill that today's stream segments are sponsored by Dark Nemesis. It is a new RPG game on Android and iOS. For a really easy way to support my content, just give that a download using my link there in chat. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, it'll be in the pinned comment below. If you're someone that does that and plays through your character to level 10, I'd be happy to gift you a sub to my Twitch channel as a thank you for checking out the sponsor. If you're an existing sub who does that, just DM me the picture that you did it, and I'd be happy to gift you a sub next month when your current one falls off. Crockett, thank you for the tier 3. I appreciate the 34 months. Welcome back. Yeah, this hand's fine, right? It's a little awkward that we have to play this on not red, but I don't need red mana till much later usually. Oh, I didn't check the QR code myself. Usually they work. The QR code is just the same thing as the link in chat too, though. So if you click the link in chat, if the QR code's not working, it'll take you to the same place. It just opens the application in whatever app store you're on, either Android or iOS appropriately. Let's see if they've got a deal 1. They do not. That's great. Definitely want to head into the Pan Delver to start. Don't need another Valki. Bots! Thank you for the 28 months. Still cheaper to sub here than to play Arena, especially when you have a Prime sub or another free sub. Thanks for the support. I think I might actually just make a treasure token. So we have Valki rolled up for turn 6 here, huh? One of the nice things about facilitating the splash in this deck is you get to have treasures that help off of the ventures too, which is nice. The fact that your venturing is roundabout color fixing is great. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a 2/2 with this, or 2/3. Because I don't want them to be able to just kill my Paladin and attack for free with this. This way they have to have 2 removal spells.
You will serve me well.
Hey, Panzer. Glad you're enjoying the range. I appreciate the 20 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Successfully outvalued our first opponent. I don't know what exactly they're doing, huh? Answering Mirror Breaker is probably pretty important, so let's board in the extra Vanishing Verses. Precipitous Drop is good to keep in for that reason. Maybe some Adventurers come out on the draw. It's a little bit less good when we're not being proactive. Maybe this is better than A-Cloister Gargoyle, actually. Let's Let's try this. Not 100% sure exactly. I think they might be doing something similar to us. Some Mardu Venture stuff. This looks fine. We'll go. Tapped land, untapped land adventure. Nice, Crockett. I've heard a lot of good things about the quality of games in Pioneer. Hopefully we get something close to that here at Arena soon. Looking forward to just having like another constructed format in general on the platform. It really can't be overstated how one of Magic's greatest strengths is just its depth of play modes. Having a variety of ways to shuffle up your cards virtually and play is nice. Sewer sounds lovely next turn. I assume this Nadaar isn't long for this world. No blocks. Molten Impact makes Triumphant Adventurer super scary. They have a rollover damage here. Yeah, you did, Logan. It'll be up on YouTube this evening as always. But in general, we'll be swapping over to Magic about 10 a.m. or so most days. To end the single player stuff is warm up for the first hour and a half, 2 hours. Invoke Despair, aptly named. You're dying rather quickly, fam. I'm supposed to open on this. Believe we have died. Yeah, the invokes are sweet. A lot of them seem playable. The red one's seeing some play, the green one's seeing some play. Duress might just be good enough because they have so many high impact cards. Yeah, the black one's definitely the best of the bunch, but a few of them are seeing play. Seeing's pretty good. Play this tapped on white. What is the blue invoke? I actually don't know what that one does offhand. Got a few ways to ramp up into Valki. Oh, it steals a creature. Yeah, you're super right. All right, optional discards here. I think I'm bidding these. Okay, well, that means I don't have an Invoke in hand currently, which is nice for us. Can I just pass? I just take this trade. I know we're like threatening to flip over the Mirror Breaker and have that be a thing, but there's a good chance they just kill us with something else, and I'd rather just have more, rather just have more life, I think, as the game goes along. I'd be a little greedy and ditch a land here, I think. Nice. And then, honestly, do I make a... So they're a Meat Hook Massacre deck, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just draw with this. Because I think there's a good chance they like, Vanishing Verse this end of turn and then, like, untap Meat Hook us. That's interesting. Guess I ditch a Valki. I give him a card instantly. I would take one of my other ones though.
I will not spare you.
So I think I'm just sending Sorin up again here. At any cost, chat. At any cost.
A fair trade.
Think we're in danger of getting punked out here, famous last words? Yeah, we're gonna Valki plus. For sure, Valki plus.
Yes, lead.
Yes. Yeah. If they can't kill Valki this turn. Why don't they just drew Molten Impact? If they had it, they probably should have killed Sorin, but probably just came off the top, I imagine. This is fine. These two ventures technically net us a treasure to, like, play Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, so we'll keep this hand and we'll bottom the second Fable, I think. We get to scry here as well, hopefully help us find a land drop for next turn. To be fair, Vanu, I think it's pretty rare that you want to play Tibalt on the Valki side. The classic 26 land keep. Scry, still miss our third land drop. Five months and counting. What are we counting? I feel like I'm missing something, Klutz. Oh, I got it. I understand. 64 plus 5. I figured it out now. We did the internet thing. Okay, so might actually just be only one. We might ditch the A-Cloister Gargoyle, actually. Let's do for some lands. It's not bad. So let's go Red Source, Welcoming Vampire. Because this can block here, and this will flip over next turn and draw us a card. Townraiser's a beating. The fact that it took us so long to get to this was such a huge downside here. So, I guess we just do this and then sack our land, right? Want them to draw, like, a creature that doesn't have haste this turn, basically. Okay, so I can Nadaar give this -4 attack. Even untapped land is kind of bad for us here because of their creature lands they have built up. Rahilda's a good one for us. Okay, so now I can drop it like it's hot. I guess I'm just passing, huh? Yeah, I think this is currently a spell. It also only costs 2 to activate. Should an adventure first draw off a champ? No, I think I need to be able to interact with their board here. I'm supposed to get rid of Rahilda there, but it's close. Am I supposed to offer Nadaar for one of their 2/2s? I guess I could trade Nadaar for their Stormseeker because I have this, and if they only double block, I really get them, right? I think we head into the Mad Mage for the life gain. If they take this block, I get Seat of the Empire. Even if they block with everything, I think getting to Seat of the Empire has a lot of value here. So Nadaar is still gonna die here, but then his Anthem no longer being in effect means Triumphant Adventurer lets me draw with this. Yeah, nice. Alright, so black, scry. Alright, we're stabilizing shit. I mean, so Nadaar and Welcoming Vampire not working together is like perfectly fine. It's a good example of these two flavors. These two cards are both individually good, and it's fine if they're a little bit awkward with each other. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the Dark Nemesis promo. Appreciate you. To claim your free sub gift on the channel, just DM me a screenshot of your character at level 10 and I'll get that taken care of after the stream today. Yeah, now I just passed, right? Kind of impressive that we stabilized this game. Yeah, I think Wandering Emperor locks the game up for sure. And if those of you are hanging out, if you don't have time to do it right now, the promo is going to be running through the end of the week, so. And if you're someone who's already currently subbed, you can do that to help me out, and I'd be happy to gift you a sub after your current one expires. That was quite a solid comeback. So I think we want all the removal in this matchup, and it's probably like a Fable plus Valki out matchup. Yeah, definitely, Magus. Maybe we leave one Valki in as an extra piece of top end for card advantage. That's probably fine. We could also like leave in a Fable just because it's good with Welcoming Vampire. Archon could be fine for the stat line too. A few different things we could have for this last card that doesn't seem to have a quite good fit. I think I'm gonna do. I guess the upside to not having this in my deck is that this not letting me cast 2 spells in a turn might be a downside. I'll leave the Fable in. Let's do that. Oh, by the way, chat, everybody who's currently in the subs Discord, today is a Hoglandia national holiday. You should tag my wife and wish her happy birthday. It'd technically be untapped, but we'll get a scry here on one. I would Love the Vanishing Verse. No turn 1 play is good for us. Her phone's about to go off. Hopefully a bunch over the course of the day as I tell people to do that. I am giving her the gift of notifications. Listen, I wouldn't want her to think I forgot, chat. Dysphoria! A year ago, I subscribed to you after watching you play a Runeforge champion deck, and now now Runeforge is all over the ladder. Time is a flat circle. Thanks for the entire year. This means we can claim it as a holiday from work too. Whatever goes on between you and your employer, who am I to judge? So I think we're Vanishing Versing this. If they have a Town Raiser Tyrant next turn, I'm a little bit sad. I want the extra land in the event that they have Town Raiser. Okay, well, step 1 didn't get Town Raisered. I think we just go ahead and do this and exile this now. That way I can't haste something else next turn. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the Dark Nemesis promo. Appreciate you. They did have it. Did have it, chat. Alright, so... go Vampire into Triumphant Adventurer. I think I want to plus this so that way they have to attack her.
Got the edge in this fight.
Next turn, we can A-Cloister Gargoyle, make a treasure, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's really good. I probably want to go like treasure token, give something -4 attack now, right? Did we draw for the turn? Maybe we hit a Vanishing Verse. I'm choosing to give this one minus attack because if we draw Verse, I want to exile this one. And now I got to decide, do I want a Fable or do I want a Sorin? Sorin plus is kind of a nice distraction. And I already drew a card for the turn with Welcoming Vampire, so...
Violence is necessary to set things right.
Yeah. Take 4 against the aggro deck. My dojo does not contain fear, chat. Yeah, and now if they want to attack with the Blazing Sky, it'll be tapped for the Wandering Emperor to get rid of it, which is perfect. Yeah, it's not greatness at some cost, chat. It's greatness at any cost.
I won't let this be over.
It's honestly criminal that dark mode isn't the default on Twitch's mobile. Like, what is wrong with whoever made the design decisions?
I'm home.
Your creature generates value when it dies. Sure be a shame if it would leave the battlefield without actually dying then, huh?
Years of training for this?
Alright, they have a Shatter Skull that can deal 3 here. So they're gonna drop it on my A-Cloister Gargoyle, I assume. They have to give up their next draw, though. Morning, Cabal. Quintivis, thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. There would be a shame if 90% of the removal was exiled in this format. Yep. Yep. Ace, thank you for the 29 months. Almost 2.5 years. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's been a trip. I really appreciate all the folks that are still subbed and hanging out. My channel's gone through a lot of changes over the years, and it's great to have a core group of people that are just here regardless of what we're doing. Nah, I don't really play Boomer Magic. We play video games on this channel. Magic Arena is a video game. We play Magic Arena, we play Pokemon Unite, we're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now in the mornings, usually have a single-player story game. For Arena, we play most of the constructed formats, Standard, Alchemy, Historic Brawl. I just, going back to playing Magic Online after playing Magic Arena it's just so glacial. It's not even the graphics that really get me on Magic Online, it's just having to having to click 8 times to cast like a 4-mana spell is so awful. It's so awful. I'm here for Jeff and the shillings. You really are, Griffin. Thanks for the 67 months. I have an unhealthy addiction to Pokemon Unite, Coon, so I can't say I blame you. It's so good. So good. Speaking of Unite, the highlight on the Unite highlights channel this morning is great. It's my first 100k damage game with Aegis Slash. Character is my favorite. So 26 months, Snake Ape, welcome back. Yeah, it was a long tournament on Saturday. There's almost 10 hours of coverage. Yes, yeah, Unite's been adding characters at a very good rate. We've been getting 1 to 2 characters every month. In the dark, I think I'm supposed to bottom Vanishing Verse here. Maybe Precipitous Drop is correct. Yeah, having even 1 or 2 people to hang out with goes a long way for Unite. It's a pretty good social game. I play pure solos on occasion, but I mostly play duos and trios. They're definitely my favorite way to play. And if you're someone that enjoys Unite, you're looking for other folks to play with, pop in the subs Discord and hang out there. And if you're thinking to yourself, but Jeff, I'm not currently subscribed, I can't get into the subs Discord server. Well, boy golly, do I have a promo for you with Dark Nemesis to get a free sub to the channel. In addition to Pokemon Unite groups, there's plenty of channels for magic, food, sports, politics, gaming in general. Got a very active community in the Discord server that hangs out. I do sales for a living, and I gotta say that was a flawless pitch. We try. We try. All right, so I'm definitely playing the land. I think we're just gonna drop it like it's hot on the Graveyard Trespasser here. And I feel like this Valki's probably gonna be out of my hand before I get a chance to cast it, so I'm gonna discard that. Yeah, Adventurer is great. They have 3 rollover damage waiting to pop off here though too, which is a little scary. Might as well leave this back. Should have kept the Valki. Maybe it was the drop was the discard there. This just like hanging over my head is so demoralizing. It's like whenever they're eventually gonna like cast a draw 2 and my creature's gonna die. I'd be big sad. God. Oh god, it's so much worse than a draw 2, chat. Oh, it's terrible for me. I think we're probably dead here. They've got what? 7 cards in hand right now? Yeah, the open meta game was super weird. I don't think our open meta game was a good representation of the format as a whole. Even a little bit. Super de-duper kind of inbred. Invoke Despair is a really aptly named magic card, chat. When someone tweets something silly at me, chat, and it's borderline, and I'm like, maybe I should block this person, maybe I shouldn't, you look at the fact that they have no avatar picture and only 1 follower, and it's an easy tiebreaker. You're like, yeah, to the Shadow Realm with you. Well, we're technically not just Red Splash for the Kiki Saga, right? We're also Red Splash for Tibalt. And the splash is like pretty free in this deck because your venture creatures make treasure tokens. This card's really sweet with Welcoming Vampire. X, we'll put this on white. Up to attack? That's exciting. Second black, in case we peel a Sorin. Really? Had the removal spell and didn't value killing the adventurer. They have like a meat hook here? Fable plus Cloister Gargoyle here. I don't want to target this because its ward will trigger. Discarding a card is not worth taking 4 attack off it for a turn cycle. Hook, line, and sinker. Oh, you know what? I probably should have boarded in Guardian of Faith. Our deck definitely hasn't felt particularly competitive into this Rakdos mid-range deck. I think I'm gonna hold on to the Valki for now. May or may not be correct. Citystalker, you're Citystalker. Yo, dog. Let's get a clean value. Yeah, the Larian Saga deck felt super reasonable. Liked what? Liked what that was doing yesterday. Real big Thoughtseize your Thoughtseize vibes, yeah. Alright, so I assume Reflection of Kiki is also dying here. Because leaving me Reflection alive seems super loose. Is like have second meat hook. Do they have Inscription? I don't know if they have Invoke. Yeah, just second meat hook. They didn't have the 5th land light up, so they wanted to kill my O3. Makes sense, I suppose. If they're firing up Hive, that's great for us. Just need one more land for this Valki. No, your finest untapped lands, please, deck. It is sadly not a treasure token. Please fire up Hive again. Bye, friend. We're in that enviable spot where lands are good draws and spells are also good draws. Big sad. Big sad. Lands are no longer good draws, chap. I think I'd rather put Hive into play than loot it with the blood token. And they drew a spell off of our deck with Undercity there because they didn't put a land into play. Alright, so they had 2 cards at the same casting cost, so their other card in hand right now is another 1 mana spell. Please stop! Please stop! Send me a screenshot of your Dark Nemesis account at level 10, and I will take care of gifting you a sub after I am done streaming today. I agree. The game's very reasonable. It's like a hack and slash RPG on mobile. Alright, spend a couple hours playing at the end of the stream today, show it off. Oh yeah, do they have like a Duress or a Malakir Rebirth if it's from our deck? I think you're right that this is from our deck. Alright, it might have been greedy to not just play the 2-1, but a lot of upside to trying to spike the land here. They scried top. I would love a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Is this the route to stabilization, he says, before dying to a Invoke Despair? I just went to instinctively click on these to discard them, but they, these aren't actually in my hand. Oh, that's true, yeah, and, Fable of the Mirror Breaker actually makes Invoke Despair not that great against us too, right? No, actually, Invoke Despair currently does no damage to me. Shit, why are they attacking my face? Wait, if they're attacking my face, I get to Tibalt them, right? Look at this mobile-ready video game, chat. You need into the Mad Mage to gain some life? Yeah, probably. We'll be able to do that next turn, right? We'll finish this and then draw another. I think our opponent's just like still playing Magic. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Hey, Duggernaut, thank you for the 3.5 years. Welcome back. We can't quite make them draw a step discard yet. I don't have any other enchantments I can put into play, chat. Eat Hook for X's 3 is lethal, right? 6, 7. Yes. 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 Oh, they are still enchantments, aren't they? I do have to give up my hand, which is a little sad. I'm probably supposed to have Guardian of Faith in my deck, huh? Try and play around their meat hooks a little bit. Trim a couple of gargoyles. I don't even know that a ramp deck's necessarily a good choice into these mid-range decks. They have so much discard. Feels like they'll empty out the average ramp deck. Been right to bin this fourth land since it didn't cast Sorin anyways. Yes, yeah, that's a good observation, sir. Connoisseur is pretty punishing for ramp. And that card's great. Speaking of cards that are great, Fable the Mirror Breaker is so strong. We just keep trying to get Welcoming Vampire going. Who's got two thumbs and concedes to an Invoke Despair this turn? This guy right here. Feeling kind of dead, man.
I bring order to this broken world. You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Just get something that blocks, stabilize our life total a little bit. Oh gosh, the reflection of the Kiki Jiki's popping off here too. We actually just dead. Not quite dead. Almost need to chump block. Yeah, we don't really have a comeback mechanism from here. That match felt rough. I don't know. I don't know that there's a real meaningful way to make that better. A lot of the card advantage in our deck is synergy based, like Welcoming Vampire, so it gets broken up by removal spells before it can do anything. Whereas like all of the card advantage in their deck is just like raw 2-for-1s, right? Just like Undercity, Plunder, Painful Bond, Invoke Despair. not. They ran us thoroughly out of the game. He had an aggressive curve and ran us down. I mean, I don't even know, like, okay, I'm gonna actually take a look at the last open. Was the win rates weren't even that impressive, right? 57's not bad. Actually, Midrange only had a 55% win rate. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like again, all of those win rates are just such a huge grain of salt because of the lack of runes in the tournament. Yeah, that excludes mirrors, Kyle. Melee is good software and pulls mirrors out. Bo Div, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Hopefully Wizards of the Coast gives us a good organized play announcement at the end of the month, and the Hoaglandia Open Series will return after summer. Maybe taking at least summer off, though. God, that's just so brutal. There's like 3 damage waiting to kill my Nadaar now. Rollover minutes are busted, chat. It's not really a good showing, though, right? Like, the format was so inbred, the data is mostly worthless. Well, we know Pseudo Pioneer is coming, Win Magus. That's irrelevant / separate from what I'm talking about with organized play. I also don't think I posted a tweet about this morning. All of the people that have been clamoring for Pioneer on Magic Arena, a lot of them are going to be disappointed and mad and annoyed. Alchemy has become this incredible scapegoat for all of the pent-up anger Magic Arena players have from the last 5 years of mismanagement of this platform. Like, Alchemy doesn't fundamentally have a problem. Magic Arena fundamentally has the problem of its economy is awful. Pioneer's gonna come out, and a bunch of new people are gonna try and get into Pioneer and Arena and quickly realize they need to spend $100, $150, or $200 to build a deck to start, and it'll be abundantly apparent at that point to those people that, like, oh, it wasn't Alchemy that was the issue, it was just the Magic Arena economy is awful. The $50 wild cards will actually make it cheaper for people to get into Pioneer. I'd wager it'd be $200 to $300 or more without those. I don't know anything about the current metagame of Pioneer. I've heard from people that play it that these people seem to like it, but I don't have any first-hand experience. I joined Arena during Called Ime and building my first historic deck. I had to shell out a lot of bucks. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of feels like we're just getting dismantled again here. Yeah, that's the real thing, Violet Journey. The laugh about the cost of the wild cards is just because it's helping people realize how expensive things have always been. Hey, thanks, Trevor. Checked out the Dark Nemesis promo. Appreciate you. If you're to DM me a screenshot of your account at level 10, I'd be happy to gift you a sub to the channel. Just passing here and playing Emperor this go through. I mean, I'd argue any economy setup gap that makes you buy things you don't actually want to get the things you do want is kind of awful. So, like, making it cheaper would make the fact that it's awful sting a whole lot less. Yeah, like, that's basically, like, that's the summary of these card game economy. And that's not really exclusive to Magic Arena either, right? Like, that's something in Hearthstone, too. Like, in Hearthstone, you have to buy, like, all these games that have random packs, you have to buy cards that you don't want to get the things you actually do.
To lose. We must protect the people. Strike fast and strike hard.
All right, and at this point, I'm going to move us off of the Magic Arena economy discussion. It's something that's basically never going to change, and I don't want to sit here and beat a dead horse rather than talking about the games that we're playing, so let's just focus on getting ground out by Grixis here as opposed to complaining about that. It's for the 7 months, Animar. Yeah, and their deck's even playing Expressive Iteration. Just like, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Just like, this is a raw 2-for-1. This is a raw 2-for-1. This is almost always a 2-for-1. And you can see we are currently out of cards, and they have what? 6 cards available. This one's drawing 2 more.
May your blade strike true.
For those at home that are a little confused by Grixis looking good here, the thing you should know is, while I think Grixis is playable, I actually think playing Grixis is worse than playing red-black in this format. Because while you do get some additional 2-for-1s like Expressive Iteration and Siphon Insight in Grixis, there's so many good 2-for-1s inside of just red-black that you really don't need the splash, and you'd rather just have more good utility lands. There's so many good utility lands in this format that splashing a 3rd color is not free. The Kiki was summoning sick Vonu, and if you copy a creature land, it just enters tapped as a land. It's not animated. Great. We can dodge a meat hook massacre. We can dodge a bow. I mean, they're technically not just better than him or Night's Whisper. Undercity's definitely not better than him. Him to Torak is a very rude card, chat. Yeah, two random cards is really strong. We're just going into the Pandelver again. I'm gonna make a treasure token and hope that I get to untap and cast this Valki.
I'll be back. Keep watch for intruders.
I spent a lot of time in Legacy, turn 1, Dark Ritual, him to Toraking people. The best was when you got to turn 1, Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize him to Torak them. Just like, come get some.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
Did you Thoughtseize or him first? It depended on if you wanted your him to Torak to be more likely to take lands. So something that would happen frequently is people keep one land cantrip in Legacy, so you'd Thoughtseize first, so you get 2 random shots at taking the only land out of their hand. Alright, we get to kill Wandering Emperor here at least.
Try not to miss me.
They have since unified the Pauperless Vanu. Oh my gosh, the Kiki's an enchantment, so it gets sacrificed. That's so brutal. Yeah, it's like we've been kind of grinding, but just like the entire time we've been kind of grinding, our opponents had 5 cards in hand, so like... Yeah, we're treading water while they're slowly burying us, is a more accurate descriptor. Yeah, if we'd have sacked Kiki as a creature, we would have saved the token, but we'd have lost 2 more life and they'd have drawn a card. So I don't even know that that's necessarily a good exchange for us. They're probably a meat hook deck post board, right? These gargoyles are not great. It's important that I be able to kill their Kikis, so drop in verse gotta stay in, I think. There's definitely a little bit of Marduki on your screen, Ruth. What's going on? Welcome back. We'll lead on Nadaar. Yeah, I think they nailed the invoke cycle. I'm gonna keep that actually. Because if they kill Nadaar here, I just want to play Citystalker next turn. If Nadaar lives and potentially gets to attack next turn, we'll play Welcoming Vampire and make a 1/1 to draw a card right away. The fact that your rollover minutes roll over again is just so gross. These rollovers hit planeswalkers too. This is great for us because their damage gets wasted, so we can play Sorin or 2/2s more easily next turn. I feel like my opponent's plays are having a larger impact on the game than mine, chat. We're just falling steadily behind. What's going on, Coder Chris? Thank you for the 1.5 years. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. Just cashing in on both of these. I'm so far off of Valki. Okay. Let's got their rollover damage out of their hand at least. Yeah, it feels... We're gonna finish this match out and see how it goes, but I definitely I think the Venture archetype feels like it's been edged out of the format with the advent of these new red-black cards. Like, the type of incidental value your synergy cards put together in a deck like this is just only comparable to the card advantage that someone else works way less for. I've actually heard a lot of good things about Doom Eternal. I think I have enough other games that I'm probably not ever going to get around to it, so it's mostly just a run and gun, but I'm glad other people are enjoying it. I think after we finish Assassin's Creed, we're probably going to do what's it called? Probably gonna do Cyberpunk 2077 as our next game. That finally had a full release. Spider-Man is an S-tier game. Insomniac is one of the best game studios in the business. I think the 2 Spider-Man games are like reason alone to buy a PlayStation if you don't have one. They're both phenomenal. I think like literally the only critique you could give that's valid is like Miles Morales is a little on the short side. The base one was longer, the first one. Yeah, drop's a good removal spell in general. Buffing this to only be 2 mana was a good change. Make a top games list at some point. I've played a lot of different things at this point. Hey, thanks for ever checked out the Dark Nemesis promo. Speaking of trying out new games. Appreciate it. Send me a DM with a screenshot of your account at level 10. I'd be happy to gift you a sub to the channel as a thank you for that. Don't really want to attack this in, but these have first strike death touch, so they're free. I don't think I'm going to have time to go through the Mad Mage, so I'm just going to do Pandelver again here. Ghost of Tsushima's up there. It's really good. I'm only about 4 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but Valhalla definitely feels like a less refined version of Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost combat is definitely a cut above. I mean, the person that makes the bot's just a magic boomer, and they haven't updated stuff for the 21st century. Oh, it does have the arena ones in there. Look at that. I think they're still missing the latest cycle of direct-to-digital cards. I mean, just because you've been doing something for 15 years doesn't mean you're good at it. I've been playing Magic for 20 years, chat, and I suck at it, so like, come on now. Ghost of Tsushima is what Dark Souls games would be if FromSoft didn't build their company brand appealing to edgelords. It's phenomenal third-person combat. It's phenomenal third-person combat that also offers scaling difficulty settings while being challenging and engaging at all of those different difficulty settings. Ghost of Tsushima does difficulty settings really well, where making the game harder or easier doesn't just make you deal and take less damage. It does things like increase and decrease the timing windows of your blocks and stuff. So the harder or easier you make it, the more or less precise you have to be.
lover's blown, isn't it?
Mine.
As a Dark Souls fan, I both agree and take exception to that comment. Well, you know who you are. Chat, for the record, it's fine. It's fine to enjoy Dark Souls games. I'm glad people have video games they like. Okay, so I'm gonna move to my end step, and now during my end step, I'm going to copy this. We copy this during the end step because it doesn't go away until the beginning of the next end step, so now it gets to be a blocker for the turn cycle. Let me get this other card out of their hand. That's true too. Dark Souls fans are take far more crap from the game they enjoy than they'll ever take from me. So they should be pretty used to it. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Jedi Fallen Order. That one's on my list of things to get to at some point too. That one's similar to Ghost of Tsushima. That it can be incredibly difficult, but it also scales. So, sadly, as someone who's really liked the Venture archetype for a long time and was excited to see it get buffed up, this more mid-rangey, value-focused variation of the Venture archetype really just did not feel particularly good there. Especially and Welcoming Vampire was a card I was really impressed with in previous iterations of this archetype, and this card is just really mediocre into the removal heavy black-red decks. The fact that so much of our card advantage here depends on synergy and staying on the board meant that it was really easy for the raw 2-for-1s in the red-black deck to put us behind, because you can kill Welcoming Vampire or the Mirror Breaker before they generate value, and then you just never get a 2-for-1 out of it. So I think maybe we'll try Abzan again at some point. Maybe Eliwick can make a difference, but I think the time for Welcoming Vampire has passed. This card especially felt very bad in that set because of the removal heaviness of the mid-range decks that we're playing against.